This is MLS Next Pro Match Weekend 11. We say good evening to you from Georgia. We're in Kennesaw tonight. Atlanta United 2, fresh off 3 points last time out, set to play host to Inter Miami 2, who are determined to snap a 3-game scoreless drought and head back to Miami with more of a bounce in their step after what has been a long week in the organization with the dismissal of first-team head man Phil Neville. The Eastern Conference table sees Crown Legacy occupy the top spots in their inaugural campaign. Atlanta United made a nice surge up the standings with 3 straight wins to finish April, followed by just 1 outright win through the month of May. Inter Miami in search of its first win since May 7th and its first goal since May 14th. The offense, which at times has been impressive, has gone dormant for the Herons. Correspondingly, Inter sit just 3 points out of last place in the East. Work to do, but plenty of time to do it in this MLS Next Pro season. Welcome into the broadcast. I'm AJ Ricketts. A pleasure to be alongside you tonight from Fifth Third Bank Stadium, a pitch where Atlanta have won 4 of its last 5 matches at. Some Sunday storms and showers to contend with tonight for the clubs. Kickoff delayed by just over an hour with lightning in the area. However, those conditions have subsided. We are nearly set for soccer. The starting 11 for Atlanta United 2, led by head coach Steve Cook. Forward Kareem Tamimi is cooking at the moment. 5 goals in the last 6 matches. Tamimi sits just 2 goals back of the league lead alongside his teammate, 22-year-old Nick Firmino. 2 players with 5 goals apiece for Atlanta. Sean Lanza slides in at right back with Aiden McFadden out in the short term. For Inter Miami, led by Federico Higuain, it's Lucas Meek once again on the wing. Meek leads the team with 3 goals this year. Former Michigan State man Owen Finnerty will make his second start of the season in net for the Herons. Forward Lorenzo D'Agostini has 2 goals to his name this year. Inter Miami would love to see another from D'Agostini or Meek or anyone at this juncture. It feels like a far cry from the club that scored 9 goals in a 3-game stretch a month ago. You do get the sense that this club will come out with a spirit about them tonight. Change at the top can bring apprehension. It can also harden the resolve of a group. We'll see shortly if that's the case here. Sean Tahini is our referee tonight, assisted by Nicholas Seymour and Hillis Waddell. Our 4th official is Joshua Bell. Great to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. It's an Atlanta side that plays very well at home. It's a Miami side with just 1 win away from South Florida this season. We wonder if tonight is the night the scoring touch returns, or if Atlanta will ensure it's another week of frustration for Inter Miami 2. The number of fans have filed in despite the rain, despite the storms. It looks at the moment as if those showers have subsided, and that's good to see. For an intriguing matchup between these 2 Eastern Conference clubs. Atlanta United 2 coming off a 2-0 victory against Toronto last time out. Inter Miami 2, a competitive match against New England Revolution. But again, another close defeat, 1-0. That was on the road in Foxborough. All 3 of the last results for Inter Miami losses to the tune of 1-0. Atlanta United, too, have looked very formidable at times themselves this season, most notably towards the end of April when they had 9 points in a 3-match stretch, looking to defend the home pitch here today. Underway at Kennesaw. Glad to have you with us here on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts alongside you as Inter Miami going from left to right, of course. The bright pink kits. This is sent away quickly on the first touch in net from Vicente Reyes for Atlanta United. Reyes, the 19-year-old academy product, 3 clean sheets so far on the year. Tyler Hall, the right center back, send it deep. This is Sean Lanza, academy product himself for Atlanta. Yeah, with Aiden McFadden out tonight. Lanza slides in. 2 starts in 4 matches played for Lanza, the right back spot. Miami pushing forward. First touch inside the 18, cross into. That was a dangerous ball. That's encouraging to start this match here from Inter Miami. Necessary intervention from Vicente Reyes there. He was sure-handed. Did not spill it. If he did, there might have been problems there. Sarsar had a goal against Philadelphia Union 2 earlier this year, former Nova Southeastern man. And Davey. With a nice spell of possession to start off this match. We mentioned off the top, first team head coach Phil Neville dismissed a few days ago. Javier Morales taking over the helm of the first team. Of course, spent considerable time with the academy previously. And it was a tough task for Inter Miami right from the get-go, when Kamal Miller was given a red card in the very opening minutes of this match, as Atlanta United pushing forward on their first offensive attempt, lofted over the top, sent away momentarily there from Inter Miami, and now looking to push upfield themselves. Of course, Inter Miami 2 head man Federico Higuaín spent time under Phil Neville and a dismissal organization. Never an easy time to go through, whether the second team or down to the academy. There's always cohesion and synergy, ideally within an organization at all 3 levels. Morales takes over that headman role, the first team, and things continue to move on. Morales has certainly been in the organization for a number of years, very familiar with everyone on this Inter Miami 2 squad. Cook leads the way for Atlanta United. Foul there. Israel Boatwright making his 5th start of the season. Steve Cook was discussing that performance and the 2-0 win against Toronto. He said it was a great collective performance. As this ball played deep, and that'll be scooped up in the end by Owen Finnerty coming off his line. Cook noted, he said, look, I think that was the main thing, that collective effort. I don't think anybody, you saw their performance, you would say, wow, what a game, what a performance. He felt everyone did well. That's a good takeaway there. Atlanta United now in the box. Firmino is trying to get a touch. Here's a shot from distance, blocked. In an area you'd want to give it away if you're Inter Miami. This will be a set piece coming up here for Atlanta United. Georgie got poked in the face there. Georgie sprinting near side and launching the left elbow or arm of Perkovic. Clipped him. Quickly back underway. Maybe a little too quickly here. Eric Centeno delivers it into the box. Inter Miami first to it. It was Farid Sarsar getting the header. The Augustini from running out of real estate on that far sideline. If you're in Miami, you certainly always knew this season about the prowess of Nicholas Firmino up front. The surge of Kareem Tamimi has been quite impressive. 5 goals to his name as well. He's only 2 behind the league leaders, and he's done it in half the minutes almost. Just 500 minutes played this year for Kareem Tamimi. What's impressive when you look at the statistics and go a little deeper into the numbers, he's done that on just 12 shots this season. If Tamimi is shooting, usually good things are happening for Atlanta United too. 5 goals on 12 shots. That is efficient, and that shows the capability this young player has proven himself as a goal scorer. Maybe not as young as his teammates now at the age of 26. There's still plenty potential in this man's future, particularly if he keeps playing at the rate that he is. 5 goals in 6 matches. Another note for Atlanta United 2 this evening. Ozzy Alonso is available to be substituted into the match. The former MLS Best 11 man from 2012 has had a long, decorated MLS career. He's been an all-star, of course. Working his way back from injury. He's not played since April of last season, so we'll see if he finds his way into the match here today. As part of his recovery to get back, he just signed a 1-year contract with Atlanta United recently. Coming over from Minnesota, of course, spent plenty of time with Seattle. Just to keep that in mind. Tamimi has some experience under his belt at 26. Alonso at 37. He's a veteran, and certainly an opportunity for these younger players to pick his brain for a bit. Good switch. Lofted to Montenegro. Could not get to it before it bounces over the end line. Agostini fighting for it on the end line himself. And Inter Miami pleading for a corner. Efrain Morales and D'Agostini battling. Instead, it'll just be a goal kick. And this time, Reyes sending it deep instead of the short play to a center back. Now a turn from Luke Brennan, but it's a throw-in for Inter Miami. Solid scoring chance for Inter Miami 2 thus far. In the opening minutes, Cross wasn't able to get through. It forced Vicente Reyes into action. Here's Eric Centeno. These 2 defenders make their way onto him. And a goal kick. Agostini couldn't settle when the ball played out from the back. Orji sends it deep. 18 starts in 21 matches played last year. Firmino trying to settle this. That'll be a throw-in to Inter Miami. There on Atlanta United as Ricardo Montenegro went down, the 18-year-old. Just His 4th appearance this season for Montenegro. New England was his 2nd start of the year. Atlanta United with a bright moment or two with their pressure. Nothing substantial to speak of in the first 11+ minutes. This play to the far side. Flag is up, though. Run made a little bit too quickly there from Lucas Meek. How involved can he get early on? Lucas Meek trying to set the tone. 24-year-old University of Washington product. 11th appearance, 3 goals this year. Again, that leads the team. Last goal in that game on May 14th against Philadelphia Union 2. Hold there and a foul against Atlanta United. These offensive struggles for Inter Miami, so confounding because there's plenty of precedent of the opposing nature when you look at what's been accomplished by Inter Miami 2 this year. You go back to that 4-3 win on April 23rd against Huntsville City, 4 goals, and then even in a loss at Columbus Crew, that's a defeat to the defending MLS Next Pro champions. Still scored 2 goals on the road, had every chance to take points in that match, did lose 3-2. Bounced back well in what was their last outright win against this Atlanta United team. 3-2 in that match. Span of 9 in 3 games, 9 goals in 3 matches. And after that is really where the scoring touch dropped off a bit. If you put their offensive numbers up in comparison to the league after that 3-2 win, even the 2-2 draw against Philadelphia Union on May 14th, if you put their offensive numbers up and took a look at the league stat sheet, they've been very respectable for Inter Miami. It's taken a bit of a dip in the week since. No reason to panic, though. Plenty of time left in this MLS Next Pro season. Hoping to start the month of June with the positive results. This will be a possession for Atlanta here. Miami 17th in the league in goals scored with 14. Atlanta United tied for 11th with 17. It's an interesting comparison for Atlanta United. They're 11th in goals scored, but 25th in shots taken. Much like the efficiency of Karim Tamimi, the club itself reflects some of that personality, if you will. Centeno plays back. Tony Tiente plays it forward, and you heard him say, "Why'd you stop?" Bit of consternation there to finish that sequence as it trickles to Owen Finnerty. The 22-year-old from Michigan State was second-team All-Big Ten in his time in East Lansing. Earned his first start of the season this year against New York Red Bull 2 on May 21st. I say former Michigan State man. Don't forget he was also former Michigan Wolverine as well. From Ann Arbor to East Lansing. Spent 3 years in Ann Arbor before making the switch. Turned out very well for him. Back and forth here with his center backs. Tried a quick touch to the outside. Atlanta United retakes possession, looking to push forward. Luke Brennan. He goes down. Perhaps advantage played here. Centering pass is cut off, but it's taken right to the 18. Here's a shot on net, save, second ball, goal! Atlanta United strikes in the 16th minute. It's 1-0. Eric Centeno puts it in the net. Atlanta United 2 quickly on the counter. And they take a 1-0 lead here at home. Watching the middle of your screen off the second ball, just following the shot. The flag stayed down and Centeno slotted it home. Just yards away from the keeper. All he had to do was pass it into the back of the net. Eric Centeno takes care of business right there. The numbers Atlanta United had in that situation, impressive. They were not going to let that opportunity go to waste. I mentioned it a few minutes ago. Hadn't resulted in anything substantial, but Inter Miami had a compromised moment or two based off that pressure. Very capable set of passes there. And Atlanta United with the goal. 1-0 in the first 20 minutes. And once again, Miami 2 with its backs against the wall here.
16th minute from number 21, Eric Centeno. Assist to number 9, Kareem Tamimi.
The assist given to Tamimi, who continues to make good things happen on the pitch. 5 goals in the last 6 matches, now an assist here today. And Atlanta United looking to press for more here. For a foul on Inter Miami. Get it there. It's the first goal of the season for Eric Centeno, who was drafted last year in 2022 by Atlanta. 16 starts, 3 assists last season. The first professional goal. We got a nosebleed here. Sean Lanza getting some attention from the athletic trainer. Walk off for a moment as he quickly tries to stop the bleeding here, get back on the pitch. The game here for a moment. Some young Atlanta United fans right behind him look on. Back underway. Play man down for just a little bit. Foul will go against Tamimi here. Crossed paths with Montenegro there. This broadcast presented by Piedmont. 1-0 lead for Atlanta here at the 20th minute. Inter Miami looking for something here. DeAugustini couldn't bring in that pass. Had a lot of zip to it. Good idea, though, for Inter Miami. Three shots already for Atlanta. Inter had a bright moment 2 or 3 minutes in. Other than that, nothing substantial to speak of, although possession to their name as well, 57% of it through the course of this match. 50 moves on the far sideline, ultimately going out of play. Meek. Meek cuts to his right. Will launch from distance. Sailing over the crossbar in the right post. As Meek trying to create. So on the official scorebook here, it's just listed as a goal from Centeno, no assist for Tamimi, and I would think that makes sense. That was a goal off the rebound. The PA announcer had a script attributing the assist. Keep an eye if that updates at all, but just listed as a goal for Centeno. And that would make sense. Foul here, and this is going to be a first booking of the evening, as Miles Perkovic will receive a yellow for that. As if Atlanta might be out in transition, not for that tackle.
Inter Miami 2 yellow card in the
Even if not, a bit of physicality to that particular sequence. Second look, Perkovic, yeah, just running in from behind. Brings him down by the shoulders. That is a fair assessment. Sean Tahini, the referee here this evening. Flag is up. You're in Miami right now. The question, obviously, how do you generate more opportunities? Where can it come from? No shots, and really just one positive sequence as referenced in the first 5 minutes, as Tyler Hall has to be careful playing that back. Trying to get Lucas Meek a little bit more involved last few minutes on the far side. Let's play deep, and nothing doing there as Vicente Reyes scoops it up. Said Lawson Sunderland's name too often either. Sunderland has started 7 of the last 8 matches towards the front line. Atlanta on the attack again. Firmino running center. Headed away by Hall. Bad idea there on the far side. The recognition of Firmino's run. So a second or two too late in that moment. Boatwright back to Hall. Bennerty did a decent job on that first sequence, but probably would like to still have a second opportunity, hoping to avoid a spill, which allowed the rebound goal. DeAugustini on the run, played out by Morales. Boatwright to throw it in. Area trying to work out of at the moment. In the end, a corner kick awarded. The one road win for Inter Miami this year, April 2nd at Philadelphia Union. A 2-1 victory for the Herons. Corner kick, header. Trickling out. In the road matches since that victory, Inter Miami has been outscored 9-2. Now 10-2 if you include tonight's proceedings as well. Cook talking about Inter Miami during media availability this week. He said the one big thing I would caution everyone is thinking that their recent results mean they don't have good players. He said, I think individually, Miami have some really good and talented players. Our job today to try to be collectively better than them. felt if they could win a number of their individual matchups, they might see some success. But he noted the spirit in which Miami may come out in today with proceedings of the past week. Inter trying to provide some pressure here. They win back possession. Played wide on an overlapping run. Perkovic took a deflection, and that's to Reyes. And Miami was able to direct it towards Frame. Nothing too difficult there for Reyes in the end. It's a good cross from Perkovic. Took a deflection off an Atlanta United defender. Ultimately, looked like Sunderland there. Unable to put enough pace on it. But better from Inter Miami, and now it looks as if a corner kick has been earned. Perkovic will jog over. Nearly half an hour in here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Atlanta United with a 1-0 advantage. 16th minute goal from Eric Centeno. 5 in the box here for Inter Miami. 6, excuse me. Low drive-driven ball. Taken out of the area, and Brennan is on the run. Can he keep possession here? Brennan taken down, and this might be the second booking of the match. And it is. Ezekiel Abadida-Reda. And he had some help all around. Your feet. That tackle was necessary in that moment. Firmino was making a run center, but there were 4 pink jerseys to the 2 for Atlanta United. Abadida-Reda brought him down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he had help with Montenegro as well. Always easy to dissect it. What a could have or should have happened in a transition moment from the broadcast booth, but it did appear as conceding a yellow in that moment may not have been particularly necessary. As it is, it's the second booking of the match for Inter Miami. The giveaway here from Atlanta. Montenegro, that one-touch pass off the mark. Up the field to Firmino. He's got a runner near side. Firmino lost possession. Just unaware of his teammate. Would have been a difficult adjustment to make the pass near side. Sunderland making a run. Throw in for Inter Miami. D'Agostini, it's off his boot. Goal kick here for Atlanta United. We wonder too with the transition for Inter Miami, the opportunities it may give to players who have been up and down in the system throughout the years. Talk about MLS Next Pro as a whole, as D'Agostini trying to steal it away. It'll be another goal kick. This league nearly with 50 players already from MLS Next Pro that have gone on to sign first team contracts. Inter Miami, you talk about the players who have received time with the first team from MLS Next Pro. Benjamin Kamaski, David Ruiz, Edison Azcona. Israel Boatwright is in the starting 11 for Inter Miami 2 today. He has seen time with the first team as well. And Atlanta United, certainly plenty of names to their credit. When you talk about Atlanta United 2's organization, 13 players have signed homegrown contracts with the team as Perkovic evades the tackle. Tyler Wolff, one that comes to mind. Noah Cobb as well. Steve Cook was talking about Tyler Wolff. Need availability this week as tackle there going against Lucas Meek. He has really held his own recently. Wolff played one of the first 12 games in MLS, just one game. He was on the bench for a lot of them. Played 5 MLS Next Pro games during the year, including a goal and assist against this Inter Miami 2 team. Wolff gets called up to the first team in his last 3 matches. He has 2 goals as a substitute. Does Wolff. 46 minutes played, 2 goals. Not bad. We're talking about the efficiency of Atlanta United. Again, represented in the play of Wolff at the first team level. An example that comes to mind, you look all around the league, you flip over to the Western Conference. Paul Rothrock had been having plenty of success for Tacoma Defiance. He scores in the U.S. Open Cup. Gets an opportunity with the first team. I think it was against Houston. Came off the bench, played 11 minutes, scored the game-winning goal. And just days earlier, had been with the second team. MLS Next Pro is certainly proving a pathway. Plenty of these players for both teams you see on the pitch due to make noise here very soon. This broadcast is presented by Burnt's Hickory Brewery. We're a half hour in. Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Glad to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts alongside you for this one. 16th minute goal from Centeno, the lone tally of the evening. Atlanta United with the advantage in the shots column, starting to feel like it's more of a match in which Steve Cook's club is on the front foot. Did feel even for the first 20 minutes, although the goal going in Atlanta's favor. Miami have worked well attacking from the wings here today. Two best opportunities, looking to do it again here. Perkovic cuts inside, lofts it inside the 18, and just not enough on that from Meek to concern Reyes in any manner. But again, service from the wings, providing the best chances so far for Inter Miami 2 here. Ball forward, and then a foul. This may be another booking here. Wow, Finnerty was well outside of the box. It's the third yellow given to Inter Miami here. That's the second red as well for Abdi Areta. He's out. Inter Miami, just like the first team last night, is going a man down here. And it does feel warranted. Finnerty is well out of the box. And with this tackle, that certainly perhaps prevented a touch there. It's a red card to Abdi Areta. In his second season with Inter Miami, experience with the U17s for the U.S. Youth National Team. But that tackle was problematic. And Inter Miami is going to have to go the rest of the way. A man down. Now Firmino to take the free kick. Big development here in Kennesaw. Firmino, good effort. Finnerty had to be sure. Looked like he had it covered. Broadcast presented by Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Well, Javier Morales, after the game last night, even despite the 2-1 loss, said if I had to make any game to make my coaching debut in, I'd pick this one. He said he felt represented by the players. He said the players left it all out there. They played with one less player for almost 90 minutes, threw themselves around. Captain and everyone on the team is very proud of how they competed. Even after going down early, only allowed one shot for the rest of the first half. The question right now, can Inter Miami 2 play with a similar resolve here, granted on the road, and with the second team that has had plenty of fluidity and roster turnover over the course of this season, as do many MLS Next Pro sides. Playing a man down, a goal down. not scored in the last 3 weeks of action. The task is very tall right now for this club from South Florida. We're going to get a sense of their resolve next hour plus. It's a foul against Inter Miami there before the spill. Reyes going to take a moment and gather himself. Did not look ideal. Reyes coming out, leaps, takes contact. That was Farid Sarsar. Good to see Reyes up on his feet. Last night when Miami went a man down, Javier Morales had changed the formation, changed the look from a 4-2-3-1 to a 5-3-2 and made a quick substitution as well. Looks like Federico Higuain is going to go to his bench. Nick Sesak getting set to enter. And we're hearing out he'll come in for Ricardo Montenegro. So you put an extra center back in there for one of your midfielders for the defensive presence. Try to at least keep this 1-0. You feel like the opportunities are a little bit fewer and far in between here for Inter Miami. Did score a goal man down late last night after going down 2-0 in the 90th. Atlanta trying to provide some high pressing moments right now. A foul. Inter Miami trying to move quickly. It looked like they were for a moment. So Sesak will enter. Montenegro to the bench. It's a tough break for Montenegro, making just his 4th appearance of the season, but a reinforcement along the back line necessary. We'll see. You're assuming here that Inter Miami shifts to 5 in the back. Perhaps they try to keep a similar shape, but more of a player known for his defensive background on the pitch. Probably Inter Miami fans thinking, we don't want to get too defensive here, even a man down, which is desperate to start scoring goals. The club will have to be very mature the next 50-plus minutes to have opportunities to do that. Interesting how scripts can mirror themselves first team and MLS Next Pro sides at times, isn't it? 24 hours after going a man down at Dry Pig Stadium. Second team counterparts also facing the same challenge, not against the same club. It was DC United last night for Inter Miami. Giving chase, commits the foul. It's the goal from Centeno in the 16th. Abedi Areda sent off in the 34th. Remember, in MLS Next Pro, you don't miss the next match. You miss the next match against that same team. So the next time these two teams scheduled to play, September 17th, nearly the season finale. The game after will be the regular season finale. Abedi Areda will be ineligible to play in that matchup. One of the rules unique to MLS Next Pro, the goal spurring from previous instances in which a player earned a red, and the following match for an opponent. So that was an opponent that the previous team was trying to battle against in the standings, and because of the red in the game against them, well, their opponents, their rivals, had an advantage moving forward. They didn't have to play with a talented player, so they said, all right, MLS Next Pro changing the rules. You have to go and down against the team you're in that red against, as they'll be the one to receive the advantage. Perkovic is down on the near side. Putting his shirt over his eye. Having a conversation with the fourth official. Wondering his vantage point. Finnerty triggers it in. Contact there outside the circle. This will be going Atlanta's way. Both making a fair play for the ball there, which I think Sean Tahini is recognizing. No card either way, or against DeAugustini for the infraction going against him. TNT plays it back to Reyes. Even though Inter Miami's expected goals total is at .04 right now, Reyes has had to be sharp here in the first half. United out shooting Inter Miami 4-2. (17-12) advantage in final third entries, though, for Inter Miami, and a 7-3 advantage in touches in the box. Trying to provide some pressure on Reyes. Atlanta United having no problem passing around the back here. This June, MLS Next Pro happy to celebrate Pride Month and support our LGBTQ fans and community. The beautiful game is for everyone. Here in about 3 minutes of stoppage time. Coming up here in Kennesaw. Trying to get into the high press. Firmino. Doesn't force the issue, switches field here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time here in the first half. 3 minutes.
Fair to say, this has not been the most offensively prolific half for either side this season. Atlanta pounced on their opportunity when the moment presented itself. I wonder how much more aggression will show over the course of the match, especially with some time to talk tactics in the locker room at half. How they'll approach things here in the next 45, up a man at home and looking for that second goal. really put Inter Miami against the wall. Well, on Boatwright, and immediately showing his frustration. To be fair, it is hard to argue the yellows that were given to Inter Miami in that first half. 2 to Abadi Reyes. Pretty clear-cut sequences. Diente does well. Kumasi pushes it over. John Lanza, after the early nosebleed, looks just fine. How far up Reyes playing. Extra center back at the moment. It's played forward on the ground. Firmino turns. Does Atlanta have another shot in the works before the end of this first half? Centeno lays it off on the overlapping run. Cross it in, far post. And a foul against Atlanta on the sequence. A little extra shove for Sarsar and Tamimi. Finnerty will push his teammates forward. Seconds left now in the first half. Let me do it there. That'll do it as the whistles blow. Atlanta United 2 off to a solid start here at home. It's a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes of play. And Atlanta United 2 up a man. Centeno with the goal. Abadi Arreta for Inter Miami leaves the pitch with the red card. And the Herons will have to discuss how to do this a man down over the course of this second half on the road. Major League Soccer and RCX Sports have launched MLS Go, a groundbreaking recreational soccer program. Boys and girls aged 4 to 14 can now experience a fun, affordable, and local soccer journey. This fall, MLS Go debuts in 18 markets, expanding access to the sport. You can go to MLSGo.com for more information. We'll have highlights and stats from our first half coming up. But first, let's look back at a busy match day 10. It's Michelle and Samara who take us through it in this week's edition of the Matchday Rewind.
What's up, guys? It's Michelle Montaigne and Samara Perez. We're recapping some of the biggest storylines from one of the biggest match days of MLS Next Pro so far this season.
Up first is the coming out party for North Texas SC's Diego Pepi. The younger brother of USMNT star Ricardo Pepi notched his first career goal on Sunday. The 18-year-old scored the equalizer versus City 2 just 2 minutes after being subbed in. His goal helped NTX extend their unbeaten streak to 5 games. Diego also converted on his kick from the spot in the shootout. El Trenecito spoke after the game on his impact off the bench and said, quote, "Every time Coach Javi gives me the opportunity to come into the match, I set myself with the mentality that I need to score. I am happy that I was finally able to score my first professional goal," end quote.
As for another solo standout for match day 10, well, we have to talk about LA Galaxy 2's Aaron Bibu. He helped us kick off the full slate of matches with a goal in LA Galaxy 2's 3-2 loss to MNUFC 2. He then one-upped his own performance with a brace in Galaxy 2's nightcap that eventually resulted in a shootout win for the home side against Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2.
With his 3 goals across the match day, he has now moved into a tie for first place in the Golden Boot standings with 7 on the season. He currently shares the top spot with Rapids 2's Yosuke Hanya, and following closely behind in a five-way tie for second with 6 goals are Diago Pacheco, Jack Lynn, Archimedes Ordonez, Yuri Tavares, and Paul Vidal.
Speaking of Hania and Rapids 2, the team reached a major MLS Next Pro milestone this weekend. Eric Boucher's squad reached a 10-game undefeated record, tying the 2022 streaks of Toronto FC2 and Dynamo Dos. They extended their unbeaten streak to 9 in the shootout win over North Texas SC on Thursday, then tied the league record with the 4-1 win over MNU FC2. It's also noteworthy to mention that this past week, Academy player Connor Miller netted his first professional goal, and midfielder Yosuke Hanya played a full 45 minutes with the first team, something he's hoping to make permanent.
Yeah, this is great feeling. Like I said, playing in front of a lot of fans means a lot to me. Especially I'm a second team player right now. Still trying to get to the first team, So really happy to play a decent amount of minutes. So I just want to keep it going.
And speaking of streaks, New England Revolution 2 is quietly on a 4-game win streak of their own. After starting out the season with 3 straight wins, Revs 2 suffered a 4-game winless stretch, but they certainly appear to be back in form now. Matchday 10 saw Revolution 2 shut out Crew 2 for only the second time this season, before turning around and doing the same thing to Inter Miami CF2. Revs 2 is now second place in the East and is in a tie with Samara's highlighted Rapids 2 for most goals in the league with 27.
The double fixture weekend featured lots of thrilling moments. You can visit MLSNextPro.com to catch all of the highlights. Michelle and I will see you again soon.
One 0 here at the half. Now let's shine the light on the best that weekday 10 had to offer as Michelle takes us into the spotlight.
Hey guys, it's Michelle with MLS Next Pro. With so many extra games on Matchday 10, this week's Spotlight honorees really had to shine, but they did. Kicking us off is the MLS Next rising star of Matchday 10. It's none other than New York City FC's Alexander Yagudayev. The 16-year-old youngster made his professional debut in the club's game against Toronto FC2, posting 5 saves, one of which was a PK save during regulation that ended up being the game winner. He then got the nod 3 days later against FC Cincinnati 2, where he solidified this week's honor. As for the player of Matchday 10, that has to go to Union 2's Jeremy Raffanello. The 23-year-old notched 3 goals, 2 of which came in just 2 minutes in Union 2's comeback win over Columbus Crew 2. His hat trick proved to be the difference maker and was the only 3-goal single-game performance of the match day. The best goal of Matchday 10, that belongs to Remy Cabral of the top team in the West, Colorado Rapids 2. It really should belong to him and his teammate Oliver Larraz, who set up Cabral beautifully with a long curled assist to the perfect spot. From there, Cabral took over with a man on. He chipped the ball right over the MNU FC2 keeper and into the back of the net, earning 49% of the vote for best goal. And rounding out the 23-game Matchday 10 honorees, the best team goes to New England Revolution 2. Had to go to the team who posted back-to-back home wins to move into second place in the East. The 2 victories make it 4 consecutive wins in a row, while ending Crew 2's 4-game win streak. And maybe most impressive for the New England squad, both wins came without their 2 leading goal scorers, Esmir Bayraktarovic and Damian Rivera. A very full week of games, a very deserving list of Spotlight honorees. We'll see you back here soon.
All right, 1-0 here at the half at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Samara had a chance to catch up with Austin's Cristovella for an informative discussion. Let's meet the young forward.
Hola amigos de MLS Next Pro, los saluda Samara Pérez. Hoy tenemos el gusto de platicar con Cristo Vela, jugador juvenil mexicano que defiende la playera de Austin FC2. Cristo, bienvenido y gracias por acompañarnos el día de hoy.
Hola, muchas gracias a ustedes.
Cristo, estamos muy contentos de poder platicar contigo y poder conocerte un poco más a fondo. Primero nos gustaría saber cómo fue ese proceso para llegar a Austin FC2.
Pues la verdad estaba yo en mi anterior equipo en Cancún y creo que Sean, en ese entonces trabajador de aquí, pues fue a ver un partido de allá del equipo y ahí fue donde me vio y donde preguntó pues al club por mí y ya de ahí fueron pues negociando y todo y a mí me gustó mucho la idea de venir acá y pues al final se dio, gracias a Dios.
Trying to hit this from distance, spilled in front, it's over the line, Austin will win it! Cristo Vela cleans up the scraps and takes all 3 points for Austin FC!
Cristo, ¿y qué diferencias encuentras entre la Liga de Expansión MX y MLS Next Pro?
Pues la verdad, las dos son muy competitivas, o sea, las dos son diferentes, pero tienen muy buen nivel y me han gustado mucho estar en las dos y siento que me estoy adaptando apenas a lo diferente que es acá.
Oye Cristo, ¿y qué tanto influyó tu papá Alejandro Vela para que tú fueras futbolista?
No, pues yo creo que todo, porque desde chiquito yo iba a verlo y a sus entrenamientos y yo creo que ahí fue donde me empezó a gustar y apasionar pues el fútbol.
Cristo, tu papá fue jugador profesional y tu tío Carlos sigue activo. ¿Qué significa para ti representar el apellido Vela?
Pues para mí es un orgullo y la verdad pues yo estoy muy contento de lo que han logrado ellos, pero yo estoy haciendo mi camino y no trato de compararme con ellos, pero me enorgullece tener ese apellido.
¿Y cuáles son tus metas con Austin FC2?
Pues mis metas yo creo que son quedar campeones aquí con el equipo, aportar a llegar a ese campeonato con goles, con asistencias, trabajando y yo creo que quedar campeón es mi mayor objetivo aquí.
¿Qué ha sido lo más difícil que has enfrentado en esta temporada?
Pues yo creo que mi lesión, porque estuve 4 partidos fuera y apenas estoy regresando de ella y yo creo que también como el adaptarme a un nuevo país, a un nuevo torneo, una nueva cultura, yo creo que eso ha sido lo más complicado, pero yo creo que cada día me siento más adaptado y bien recibido por mis compañeros.
Platicábamos antes de que llevas 3 meses en Austin. ¿Cómo has afrontado todo esto que mencionas?
Pues bien, yo nada más vengo aquí a trabajar y a entrenar y a cumplir nuestros objetivos pese a todas las circunstancias que pueda haber.
Y platícanos acerca de cuál es tu mayor sueño como futbolista profesional.
Pues yo creo que jugar con la selección mexicana, un mundial, jugar en Europa y tener una carrera allá en Europa.
Cristo, bueno, también preparamos unas preguntas rápidas donde vas a responder lo primero que te venga a la mente. ¿Estás listo?
Sí.
Esta va a ser una dinámica divertida. Ok, primera, ídolo de fútbol.
Messi.
¿Por qué?
Porque es el mejor de todos los tiempos.
Muy buena. Ok, un estadio en el que te gustaría jugar.
En el Camp Nou.
Jugador con el que mejor te llevas en Austin FC2.
Con David y con Eric y Alfonso.
¿Y qué tal tu inglés del 1 al 10?
Yo creo que un 7.
¿Qué es lo que más extrañas de México?
La comida y a mi familia.
¿Qué comida en específico?
Tortas ahogadas.
¿Y cuál es tu comida favorita de Estados Unidos?
Chick-fil-A.
Un talento oculto que nadie sepa de ti.
Los videojuegos. Bueno, un videojuego.
Y por último, completa esta frase. En una palabra, Cristo Vela como jugador es...
Apasionado.
Bueno, Cristo, te agradecemos mucho por tu tiempo y estamos muy emocionados por ver tu crecimiento aquí en MLS Next Pro.
No, gracias a ustedes.
Bueno, gracias a todos por sintonizar. Nos vemos en la próxima.
Cristo, Samara, great chat. Enjoyed that as we take a look at our first half stats. Pretty even in possession. Atlanta United with the shots advantage, but Inter Miami have been in the attacking third plenty this evening themselves. And unable to put anything in the back of the net, of course, that red card. Abdi Arrea not helping their cause as well. It'll be interesting to see. Tactical adjustments will be made, just 0.04 expected goals as well for Inter Miami in that first half, 0.72 for Atlanta. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule as well through this week of MLS Next Pro. Got some action all over the course of the week, including tomorrow, Tacoma and St. Louis tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. Inter Miami will be back home on Thursday, squaring off against FC Cincinnati 2. 3 games this Friday and 1 Saturday to complete the slates here as match week 12 approaches in MLS Next Pro. All right, let's rewind. First half highlights from here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium and what has been a rainy evening in Atlanta. Again, this match delayed by an hour with rain and lightning all throughout the area. Finally got underway a little past 8:30 Eastern. This was the first chance for Inter Miami. Montenegro was there if that slipped by Reyes, but in a moment of transition, the rebound slid home by Centeno. His first goal of the campaign, his first goal as a professional. Inter Miami had some moments attacking from the wings. This header, just too much traffic to deal with for Sunderland. Long-range effort from Firmino was a little bit high. Some contact in the box. That was a foul on Inter Miami. This was the red card, key sequence. Finnerty was well out of his box, and so that made that tackle even more critical and more consequential. Enough to earn the second yellow. Abdi Arrea, I mentioned before, had a yellow. Didn't feel like he needed to bring the man down. He had some help with him in transition. Picked up a yellow and already had one to his name when that next tackle happened. Gotta avoid going into the book when you can. As now, consequentially, Inter Miami a man down the rest of the way. Back into MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts here with you. Atlanta United 2. Inter Miami 2. Miami has made a substitution as well up front. Brian Destin has entered the match. Lorenzo D'Agostini to the bench. Couple of other substitutions to get to here as well. All right, here's some second half substitutions to get to. We mentioned Brian Destin for Inter Miami 2. Kevin Gorbel is also in, as well as Braxton Nahib for Inter Miami. So 4 substitutions have now been used for Federico Higuain. Sunderland in the circle, trying to find some space. Went off the official. Sesak plays it forward. Crossed into the area. Rebound shot is well off target. Destin, a 17-year-old academy product, 3 starts in 5 matches played this year, made his Inter Miami 2 debut last season. It's just the 2nd game of the season for Kevin Gorbel. He's played in 1 match, 30 minutes this year. And for Braxton Nahib, his 5th MLS Next Pro appearance this season. Destin committing the foul. He thought that was clean. So if anything, Federico Higuain wanting some fresh legs to work with here in the second half. Only a man down. Here's Nahib. Here's the middle of your screen, number 40. Destin pleading for a Miami throw-in. Looks like that's what's happening here. Sesak was the first sub coming in from Montenegro when just a few minutes after that red card took place. Look move to create a little bit of space there on the far side, but ultimately playing back. Tyler Hall. Sporting director Chris Henderson calls him a natural leader. Says he's made great strides in his young career. 8th appearance this season for Hall, center back. Good idea in there to Nahib. Went a little long. Sunderland nearly 1 possession back off a pass with a bit too much touch on it. Firmino. Certainly not a dominant start in the first 5 minutes of the second half for Atlanta United. Lanza. Luke Brennan. Back to Lanza, looking to cross it in. Does find some space on the far post. Deflection, second ball too high. And Atlanta United and Kareem Tamimi searching for a second. It was set up, honestly, pretty well for Tamimi after it took a deflection off the shot. Kennedy plays short. Brian Destin able to play it far side, and he begins his central run. A good hurdle there. Sunderland now comes near side. This is good here from Inter Miami. Low driven cross. Flicked a tad too high in the end from Sunderland. That's probably the best build-up from Inter Miami since the first 3 minutes of the match. Orgy is down, closer to midfield. But Wright and Sarsar the area of Orgy and some fans giving them their verbal discontent. Let's see how that happened. Oh, getting tangled up with his own player, in fact. That looked nasty. Centeno in. Orgy got tangled up there. The athletic training staff now to give some attention. Looks like our vantage point working on that left ankle. Orgy has started 3 matches this year. Played in 6. After 18 starts and 21 games played last year. Did score 2 goals in the 2022 campaign. Does not have a goal to his credit this year, but has certainly been involved for Atlanta United's efforts much of this year. It's been all over the pitch tonight. Able to come up to his feet here. You see him shaking his head as well. Does not appear as if he'll be able to continue. He's gingerly walking off here. So slow walk off at the moment for Nelson. We'll see if Steve Cook has a substitution in line here and soon. They'll try to give him another minute or two to see if we get a stride out in. Atlanta scored 2 goals in 2 of its last 3 matches. They have only been shut out once this entire season. They score goals at an efficient rate. Inter Miami still without a clean sheet to its name this year. Flag is up. Sesak a little too early on his run. Are hearing that will be it for Orgy. David Mejia is getting ready on the sideline to enter. And a yellow will be given there. Centeno.
Atlanta United 2 yellow card in the 57th minute, number 21, Eric Centeno.
A yellow to go along with that goal. Mejia enters.
Atlanta United 2 substitution here in the 57th minute. Exiting the match, number 6, Nelson Orgy. Entering the match, number 11, David Mejia.
David Mejia, the first substitute for Atlanta United this evening. Henry plays short. Sesak comes to the ball towards the corner. Both teams with 2 shots here in the second half. Higuain chases it down there for his club. No big chances for either side in the first 12+ minutes of the second half. Inter Miami had an impressive build-up. They want a handball there. Do not get it. Chance in the end from just inside the 18 from Lawson Sunderland sailed high, and that was the end of the best chance for Inter Miami here early in the second half. Approaching half an hour remaining here in Kennesaw. Atlanta United, too, very businesslike since scoring the goal. Giving direction here. This broadcast presented by Piedmont as we approach the hour mark. Atlanta United with a giveaway just outside the 18 and much too much power on the cross into the box. Throw in here as chased down. Wonder how much more aggression Atlanta may show in the final half hour plus. Looks like it. They certainly are up to the task there as Lanza, we're at the cross. Earns a throw in here for Atlanta. Appearing very focused not to allow any transition opportunities where they may be compromised in numbers. They give it away, settle into their shape. The high press shows itself at times, really making Inter Miami be sharp to earn any chance. Cross here. Lanza accelerating forward. Tamimi able to push it to Centeno, the goal scorer. Firmino. Back to Centeno. Tomasi pushes it to Centeno. Atlanta pressing forward here. Headed outside the box. Destin couldn't reach it before Noah Cobb got to it first. Who has first team experience, started at center back on March 26th. Tomasi, small sliver of space, slotted it into Firmino. Now Brennan. Atlanta United showing good patience here in these moments. Possession means less time defending, given away there by Atlanta United. And once again, Inter Miami will be forced to work from their back third. Finnerty plays it on the ground, central. Sesak. Destin tried to make a quick turn. Ball bouncing a little too high, chested at the angle he was looking for. Have been playing a little bit higher up at that right fullback spot as Cobb pushes it far side. Cobb, 17 years old from Marietta, one of the captain's armband a number of times towards the end of last season. Is chipped in near side. Brennan sealed off. Well played by Sessa. And we're going to see another Atlanta United substitution here. Ozzy Alonso,
Atlanta United 2 substitution.
long-time MLS man.
Exiting the match number 9, Kareem Tamimi.
He'll come in for Kareem
Entering the
Tamimi.
match, let's give a warm welcome for number 85, Ozzy Alonso.
And the home crowd here showing their support as Ozzy Alonso makes his return, his first action since April 2nd, 2022. Suffered an ACL injury on that day. Working towards his return. Not ready to hang it up just yet in what has been a distinguished professional career. Former MLS All-Star, MLS Best 11. He feels he has plenty more to offer. Signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta signed in December of 2021, I should say. This play for Destin, trying to body his way to goal. Destin's working hard in his second half minutes. And Alonso's first touch. Centeno making a run on the far side. Firmino with it. Centeno with pink jerseys all around him. Took a bounce off Firmino, wants it back. Firmino tracks it down. Out of play, corner kick earned. As Mejia will walk over to the corner. Firmino, 5 goals this season. Swinging ball. Played out of the area. And Atlanta will reset. Firmino's last goal was April 23rd, a brace against Chicago. This is Centeno. Off to Firmino. Played center. Firmino has a shot, and it's the second goal for Atlanta. Firmino's back in the score column. Nicholas Firmino, who took the league by storm to start the season when he had 5 goals in 5 matches. We just said his last goal was April 23rd. He gets it central here, and he'll finish that from that distance every time. He is a goal scorer, and for the first time since April 23rd, he is back in the scoring column. What a run, what a touch, and what a finish from Firmino. A great little give and go there. That must feel good to place one in the back of the net once more. When you score 5 goals in the first 5 matches and then go 6 without a goal, it probably feels like an eternity for someone with the scoring ability like Firmino. He has another one to his name now this year. Remember, entering this weekend, 7 goals was the league lead. Firmino's now at 6. It's Tiente with the assist. And Atlanta United taking advantage of this man-up opportunity. Run from Firmino, flag stays down. Firmino wants another brace. Firmino! His third brace of the season. He's a bona fide goal scorer. When he scores in bunches. Kept a great touch, lines it up, and slid it. Got the goal off right before the tackle. And when you score twice, it's time to dance. How quickly has Atlanta United put their stamp on this match? It was 1-0 for quite some time. In a matter of moments, Atlanta United has broken through. Nick Firmino is that man.
Atlanta United 2 goal in the 68th.
He simply felt he was due. Karim Tamimi has taken the headlines the last couple of weeks, deservedly so, giving his best Firmino impression. Done it at different times of the season. Centeno started the goal scoring today. And now Firmino has made his impact felt. What a beautiful through ball it was. Just perfectly placed. And Inter Miami continuing to face pressure. And there's a foul though. Finnerty was just a step late off his line. Firmino almost just waiting for Finnerty to make that move out and able to get the shot off before the tackle. And you feel for Inter Miami here as the tough times seemingly continuing here tonight on the road. Sesak clipping it in, no problem there for Vicente Reyes. Atlanta United just looking to add to this scoreline here. Still 20 minutes left to play. He's seen this look for so much of tonight. Playing with the high pressure, his team a man down. Should he play it to here? He dispossessed. Tumasi entered from the middle of the pitch. Entering tonight's match, Aaron Bibu of Los Angeles, Yosuke Hanya of Colorado tied for the league lead in goals with 7. So put Firmino in that conversation for the Golden Boot Award in MLS Next Pro as well. Remy Okunlola and Rocket Rita getting set to enter for Atlanta United, as well as Alan Carlton. Now there on Inter Miami. Broadcast presented by DoubleTree Sweets as we see the trio of substitutions here. Carlton, 18-year-old, out of the academy. Okunlola has not played this year. He's heading to Clemson in the fall, so his first professional action. And Rocket Rita, great name, 16-year-old forward. He's also not played this season. Been on the bench 3 times for the second team. All 3 getting on the pitch here this evening. Certainly a good moment for them to make their debuts. For a couple of them.
Substitution here in that 74th minute, exiting the match number 7, Luke Brennan. Entering the match number 50, Rocket Rita.
Carlton has 6 appearances this year, an 18-year-old. Atlanta pressing for more. That one took a deflection. Mejia will head over, take the corner. It's been all Atlanta United this evening. I don't want to see this towards the end here. Morales and Sunderland, a little bit of jawing. Morales getting a quick talking to from the head referee. Mejia back to the corner. Looks like it was Tiente who got the header to it, unable to redirect it towards Frank. Well, every team will go through its lulls over the course of the year. For Inter Miami, the losses have been particularly frustrating with the lack of scoring in there. It's been well chronicled this evening. And they're really behind the 8 ball from the start once that red card was given to Abdi Areta. Who knows how this game may have played out. Even strength. It felt somewhat even though Atlanta did have that goal. Until that second goal came from Firmino. Miami had done an admirable job. As Atlanta pushing forward once more. There's a 4th goal, perhaps in the works. Firmino's on the outside. We can go with Centeno here. He's lost his balance out of play, but it is a corner kick. Mejia had the assist on that 3rd goal for Atlanta. We're about to see their 2nd straight victory. They've been in 2 shootouts the previous 2 matches. Looking for service in here. Put it away momentarily. Shot from distance. Sails over the crossbar. in the first half. Atlanta United players making an impact on the first team level who have that MLS Next Pro experience to their name. Tyler Wolff, one of the more recent examples. Noah Cobb has also been the first team to dispossess Inter Miami once again. Firmino lofts it in, just outside the 6. Miami able to clear. I wonder who from this team may be next. Nick Firmino looks like the obvious option in the short term for Atlanta. 7 goals this year now. Another takeaway. Atlanta United off and running here. Centering pass. Firmino lays it off this time. Make it a 4th. Atlanta United is having a night. It's David Mejia. Everyone getting in on the action right now for Atlanta United too. And that time, it's Firmino with this distribution, laying it off. And it's still so well struck from David Mejia. First goal of the season. Celebrations abound for Atlanta United. Even running back from goal, Vicente Reyes, you saw him towards the end before that replay came in. Sliding into the picture. Getting in on all the fun. David Mejia, the goal. What a display this has been. Granted, the asterisk, if you will, of being a man up. Don't let that overshadow the quality that Atlanta United showed in their offensive approach this evening. It's a season high for Atlanta United in goals scored. They had 3 against Orlando City B. 2 a number of times. Another giveaway, a Firmino and his teammate running over each other. Alan Carlton there. And this broadcast presented by Truist. 4-0 advantage for Atlanta United 2. Miami would do well to try to see the bigger picture here, deal with the macro a little bit. Even despite those scoreless losses the last 3 matches, they were all 1-0 defeats. 2 of those were on the road as well. They've been competitive, they've been in the match, they've been unlucky on multiple scenarios. Plenty of great shots, great developing sequences going off the post, going off the crossbar. Been unfortunate on many occasions. And tonight, you have the man down for much of this match. Perhaps not indicative of this performance of the way Inter Miami's been playing defensively. You give up 1 goal a match over the course of nearly a month. That's not terrible. That's deserving of points in some fashion. So often in this sport, as we all know, being deserving does not mean that is the result that comes with it. Inter Miami experiencing that the hard way over the last month of play. Certainly just a tough week in the organization, no doubt about it. To move forward quickly from this one. Inter Miami's next match will be back at home June 8th against FC Cincinnati 2. at home is just the thing needed. Kennedy. See if he can push something forward here. Sesak. Ending this scoring drought. Perhaps make things feel better. Nahib shot that one from Marietta. Second look at it. He said, why not? Down 4-0 on the road. Reyes sprays it to Centeno.
Inter Miami 2 substitution here in the 85th minute. Exiting the match, number 43, Lawson Sunderland.
So Sunderland stays complete.
Match number 79, Alejandro Flores de la Paz.
Alejandro Flores de la Paz enters for the final 5+ minutes here. Sunderland had one real chance off a build-up. It was laid off to him at the 18. Would have been a difficult finish. Flag is up here. Rita. Academy products. Cuts inside. Not a bad effort there. Just a bit wide left of the post. It's a shot off. Rocket Rita, 16-year-old. First MLS Next Pro action. Destin giving chase. Reyes comes out. Ooh, took a perilous touch there. Throw in the end. It's actually an Inter Miami throw in. Corbell. Miami wanted a foul. Firmino was well offside. Okunlola was out free. And he probably would have been onside. Firmino let that go. Nevertheless. It's a yellow on Okunlola after the fact as well. Braxton Nahib. Carlton just puts himself in the way. Not too much on this. Just a couple of minutes remaining here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium.
In the 87th minute to number 42, Remy Okunlola.
Dominating performance tonight from Atlanta United. Got the scoring started in the 16th minute from Centeno. Zico Abadia-Reyna was sent off in the 34th minute. And it took another half hour for Atlanta United to take advantage of it, but then in the 66th, it's 68th minute. 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes for Atlanta United. There's another foul here on Inter Miami. Well done there. Abel Caputo helps Centeno up. Given. Boat right there.
Inter Miami 2 yellow card in the 89th minute to number 58, Faride Sarsar.
Excuse me, Sarsar, not boat right. Beg your pardon. Carlton as well from Atlanta United. Some yellows being picked up here at the end of this match. Brian Destin on a run. Ooh. That bounced much further in front than he anticipated. Wanted to play that off the volley. That would have been very difficult.
In the 89th minute, number 18, Alan Carlton.
Play that easily. 4 minutes of stoppage time with the 3 second-half goals. Inter Miami would certainly like to see some measure of consolation with a goal here at stoppage time. Also feels like the kind of match, mind getting showered, getting out of here, and moving on to the next opponent as soon as possible. We're going to fight till the end here. Giving Miami credit for the half hour they did play man down without conceding a goal. In the end, though, Atlanta United out shooting Inter Miami tonight 13-5, 5-1 in shots on target, 20-9 advantage in touches in the opponent's box, 1.57 expected goals for actual for Atlanta, and just 0.17 expected for Inter Miami here today. Steve Cook said before the match, you know, sometimes we have to give a couple reminders to our players. Shot distance was an ambitious effort there. Said a little bit of back to basics of individual defending, reminding his players, his defenders, hey, you can't defend 50 yards from the goal in a bad way and think that there are no consequences. Just remind young players, hey, your career depends on these small actions, small moments. That's what's really important. Come around, you pass the ball around, have a bit of fun playing, and assume it'll be a nice little career. This is a description of that mentality. He said, you know, can't play at a professional level like you did at the academy when everything was simply going well. The message seems to have been received. Clean sheet here today. And defending at the kind of level we saw throughout the month of April when Atlanta United went on that 3-match win streak. Possibly have one more left in them. Played across. It's a 5th for Atlanta United. What a night in Kennesaw. Mejia has a brace of his own. And Inter Miami cannot get back to South Florida soon enough. What a cross here and finish. That is high level in the waning moments. Terrific distribution there. Give Rita the assist in his first professional match. And Mejia with a brace. David Mejia entered this match with 6 appearances, a total of 132 minutes. His experience with the Peruvian U20s. What a match for him here today.
Atlanta United 2 goal in the 90th minute, number 11, David Mejia.
And those are the final whistle. 5-0 to Atlanta United 2 here tonight. A dominating performance. 4 of the 5 goals coming a man up. Taking full advantage of Inter Miami's first half miscue. It's a brace from Nick Firmino. A brace from David Mejia. And Eric Centeno with the goal as well. David Mejia had those 2 goals in the waning moments. Let's take a look at the man of the match as well. It's going to be Nick Firmino, who did it when this match was a little bit closer. Great 1-2 there and putting in the goal. He had 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes. Here's the second, able to time it up perfectly and slide it past Finnerty. And the dancing in the route was on. He wasn't done yet. Would get involved distributing things as well. Here's the assist. The presence of mind, lays it off, helps David Mejia get his first. And Mejia would have one more before it was all said and done. What a result for Atlanta United this evening. A season high, 5 goals to their name. For Inter Miami, it's their 4th straight scoreless match. They'll look to get back on track at home later this week. Atlanta United 2, Steve Cook's squad rolling this evening. 5-0, your final score. Thanks for joining us here on MLSNextPro.com this evening. I appreciate you joining us as part of MLS Season Pass. Your final score, Atlanta United 2-5, Inter Miami 2-0. We'll see you next time on MLS Season Pass. For our entire production crew, I'm AJ Ricketts. We bid you good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.